Out of nowhere, Clive Barker's Hellraiser Revival was announced. The aptly named Revival game is being developed and published by Saber Interactive with a collector's edition that includes the Genesis configuration, not to be confused with the usually named Lament configuration. The collector's edition also includes a polystone statue and some trading cards that will have no value whatsoever.
What isn't a trading card these days?
I was going to say One Piece, but there is now a One Piece trading card game and a Bleach game. And, well, yeah, of course there's a Yu-Gi-Oh game. Booster.
But anyway, despite everyone being concerned that it would be another Dead by Daylight clone, the trailer revealed itself to be a single-player horror game, and it's supposed to be vaguely similar to the Condemned series.
Hopefully it'll be fun and not just another Scorn, because that was a big disappointment. Welcome to Necro News, the show that covers the hottest gaming news from the last week. This week we've got yet another update to Stop Killing Games, itch.io getting censored, Undertale's new website, and a lot more.
So subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with the latest gaming news.
While the ECI petition for Stop Killing Games surpassed the safety margin for invalidated signatures, hitting 1.4 million signatures as of July 19th, the fight isn't over. At least not yet. On July 21st, an anonymous transparency complaint was filed against the initiative, accusing it of undisclosed funding contributions. But what was the basis of this accusation? The American, Ross Scott, who has no official involvement with the ECI beyond making some videos about it.
The core claim was that Ross was acting as a strategic decision maker for the campaign. And to be clear, he's not a member of the ECI. The actual European Citizens Initiative is organized independently. And while the group has listened to Ross's ideas and feedback, they aren't obligated to follow his lead.
The complaint also pointed to a PC Gamer article quoting Ross saying, "There have been many times a week on the campaign where I've been working 12 to 14 hours a day to keep things moving to get signatures." From that, the complaint concluded he must have been a paid employee. They then made up an estimated value for Ross's volunteer work by 1. Assuming he worked 12-hour days for 15 to 20 weeks, and 2. Applying a professional advocacy rate of 50 to 75 euros an hour. From that, they then claimed that Ross's contributions were worth 63,000 to 147,000 euros, more than he's ever made in a single year.
Their argument that Ross's work should be considered an in-kind donation, and because it wasn't reported, the initiative was hiding financial contributions and should be invalidated. Except, the ECI organizers explicitly asked EU officials whether Ross volunteering was allowed, and the answer was yes, so the complaint falls apart.
And as it was an anonymous complaint, we have no idea where it came from. But given that this was mere weeks after the industry lobbying group Video Games Europe released a statement against Stop Killing Games, it's not fucking hard to guess who put it in. From the Legion of Doom.
Back in June, it was initially revealed that The Outer Worlds 2 was planned to be the first Microsoft-published game to cost $80 at launch, with the premium edition costing $100. That was until July 23rd, when it was revealed that the decision was reversed, likely due to the realization that most people won't pay $80 for a game that's supposed to rip on capitalism.
In an official statement, the price was lowered back down to $70. To quote, "We're focused on bringing players incredible worlds to explore, and we'll keep our fully priced holiday releases, including The Outer Worlds 2 at $69.99, in line with current market conditions." However, the statement on the Outer Worlds Twitter account was much more tongue-in-cheek. At the end of the day, though, we can agree that the game is still not $60. Am I just old? Do I just not get it? Elite games shouldn't be $70, right?
Yeah, I'd say like $50 is fine.
Oh, $50.
I mean, I think back in the day they were like 40, right?
Back in the PS2 and Xbox 360 days, 20 years ago, yes. No, I'm sorry, 25 years ago.
I'm sorry, Gen Z. After previously acquiring 10% of Kadokawa, the parent company of FromSoft back in December, Sony decided they wanted more, as it appears Sony has announced it'll be acquiring 16 million shares of Bandai Namco, which is roughly 2.5%.
While definitive plans haven't been given in the statement, it looks like the plan is for Namco to continue producing its franchises, while Sony would take care of most of the production and distribution of merchandise, including anime and manga. Which reminds me of Zammed Memories. Do you guys remember Zammed Memories? Back on the PS3, that was released when people would watch animes like Zammed Memories on consoles.
Inside jokes aren't funny, Booster.
Zammed joke isn't an inside joke, it's a state of being.
Anyway, admittedly, this isn't really important for us gamers, since this is mostly a topic that concerns investors, but does show that Sony is very keen on gaining greater control of the anime market, despite their already strong holdings with Aniplex and Kadokawa.
Does Aniplex do Fearin?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'd have to look. They make some of the merch, it looks like.
Okay. Alright. So does this mean we'll ever get a dot hack? No. Maybe we'll get Zammed Memories, though.
Oh, that idiot!
Yeah, she wants to go down for a quick look.
Damn, not again! Quit showing off, you bitch! It's all about you! You're an attention whore!
After the updates to Steam on July 16th, which restricted adult content based on what payment processors dictate, we now have another storefront becoming restricted.
Itch.io, a popular indie game site, has officially announced in a statement released on July 24th that all adult content will be de-indexed on itch.io. This particularly comes from itch.io coming under scrutiny from payment processors because of the rape, incest, blackmail, mindbreak game No Mercy being available for sale. Of course, that was before it was promptly banned from the site after a large outcry from Australian non-profit Collective Shout.
In addition, some users have reported that due to the change in policy, they're no longer able to access games they already bought.
Where the video games? Where my video?
To which Itch has refused to acknowledge. And finally, on July 26th, Itch updated their FAQ on what adult content is now banned for sale, which includes non-con, underage or barely legal themes, incest or pseudo-incest content. Is that like step bros and stuff?
Yeah.
Bestiality or anything animal related.
Like furries?
Possibly?
Huh.
Anyway, they also listed rape, coercion, or force related, but that also just falls under non-con, but okay. There's also sex trafficking implications, revenge porn, voyeur or hidden cameras, and fetish material involving bodily waste or extreme harm, to which I would assume stuff like scat and snuff. Yeah.
Further drama regarding payment processors and adult games is expected to continue with or without the involvement of Collective Shout. Though we did want to highlight that while initially unreported thanks to the lack of a confirmed link, primarily on the part of Valve's lack of communication concerning the updates, this whole thing does give credence to the fact that the change in the Steam policy was due to the complaining. It's like campaigning and complaining at the same time. Of Collective Shout, especially after they had claimed that the update and policy was a win.
Why doesn't Visa and MasterCard just restrict it in Australia then?
Because they're Puritans. Also, Otome games fall under this.
Otome games don't usually have that. They barely even have sex.
The written word, you know how some Otomes are pretty rough? Like they get into rough play?
No, because most of them don't. The darkest things I've seen is from Olympia Soiree, and even then they don't describe everything in detail.
What about Amnesia?
There's one yandere character, but even then it's not that bad.
He locks you in a cage.
Yes, but there's barely anything sexual about it, unfortunately.
Damn the British and damn their taxes! Look, there's one now! Let's get it!
In vaguely related news, if you're British, you have had to deal with the consequences of the new age verifications on sites like Discord, Blue Sky, Reddit, Pornhub, everything. With the age verification no longer saying that you have to be 18, but you also have to provide your photo ID, a selfie, or if you want, you can check your credit card receipts. Because clearly, the best way to prevent minors from obtaining access to pornography is by having everyone show their credit card information, even when it's not for purchase.
It's alright though, because apparently Kojima has your back. It turns out there's already a way to bypass it, or at least on Discord. Some Brits have found that by using the photo mode in Death Stranding 2 and taking a selfie, they were able to bypass the age verification system.
The way Discord is verifying age is by making you open your mouth after already submitting one reference image of yourself. Since this is a feature in Death Stranding 2 and Sam Porter Bridges being based on Norman Reedus, people are able to prove that they are in fact not a funky fetus. Furthermore, since you can change Sam's expression to open his mouth, you can get by the safeguard without issue.
So you British viewers, you're now free to access your diaper, hypnosis, and more inflation servers, I guess. I guess those are popular over there for some reason. But yeah, you can access those servers without any problems now.
Thanks, Kojima!
But wouldn't all the pictures just be of Norman Reedus then?
They are in fact all of Norman Reedus. I have seen them and it's really funny.
And the verification system isn't smart enough to realize it's just one person.
So far, no. I'm sure it'll be patched. But it's funny that this is the way that they're getting around it right now.
Can't you just use any video game model then?
As long as you can open your mouth, yeah.
Also, it's weird that they have you open your mouth. Am I not the only one that finds that weird?
The reason that you have to open your mouth is because it's a simple movement that proves that you are a person. Except in this case, you're not a person, you're just Norman Reedus.
With the 10th anniversary of Undertale coming up on August 15th, Toby Fox decided to do something unique. On July 25th, he made a special event by making a cryptic announcement on Twitter, saying, "Hello, it's almost been 10 years since Undertale was released. Now I'm looking for your memories. Let's turn back together, face the flower, and speak."
A URL leading to memories.undertale.com was also posted, wherein people could write a short message of how Undertale affected them since it was released, and if desired, they could draw a custom logo to attach to it, or they could have any pre-made characters from Undertale. Naturally, the internet's the internet, so people made some crazy things. However, I also was able to make one. This is what it looks like, and it's 100% true.
And due to the overwhelming popularity of Undertale, the site received so many submissions within the first hour that the site crashed. It came back soon after, but if you didn't get a submission in within the first 24 hours like Booster, you'll have to wait and see what becomes of it. This week's Bear the Life Banger, a segment where we go over a game our community doesn't think has had enough attention, is called Void Stranger.
Void Strangers is a block-pushing puzzle game where you play as a big-tittied anime girl. And yeah, you're pushing blocks, solving deeply intricate puzzles, and giant sneak girl boobs are boinking on your head, but you're also uncovering a deeply layered and incredible world built around the 7 Void Lords. The game is absolutely worth every penny, and I've been addicted to it since I started last night, so thanks to all of you boomers out there for recommending it.
And here are the games coming out this week. The only one we really care about is Ninja Gaiden, but let us know if you're looking forward to something.
And here's our schedule for the week. This is the last week before we go on vacation, so we won't be streaming for a while, but we'll still be posting videos throughout the month of August.
And that's it for this week's Necro News. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, make sure to post a beach ball because we're going on vacation. Also, a big shout out to all of our channel members for supporting us. If you want to support us more, consider joining because you'll get extra bonuses.
That's all the news we have for you this week, so until next time,
Goodbye.